Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out another Wonder Artistic Model 3D puzzle. It's their Brachiosaurus. Now, a while back, some of you may remember that they sent me their Velociraptor puzzle to check out. I enjoyed that experience so much that I immediately went on their site and ordered their Brachiosaurus, and I also did order the Allosaurus, which we will be reviewing later on. They run a lot of specials on their website. I think your first purchase they had, I think it was like maybe 10% off. If I'm wrong, please don't hurt me. And they also had a special going for free shipping if you order 2 models, which I end up doing. You save a lot doing that way. It's much more cost efficient. Don't know if they're still running those specials, but it's always good to go hop on their website and check it out. And speaking of their site, I'll leave a link down below if you want to purchase this figure for yourself or any of the other multiple 3D puzzles that they have on there. They have a lot of species, and the line is always growing. This Brachiosaurus retails for $56, and I'm a huge fan of sauropods. That's why I went with this one. Right after I ordered, I think a couple weeks after I ordered, they just came out with this beautiful looking Diplodocus puzzle, which I will be picking up next. Now, before we start building this puzzle, let's take a quick look at the packaging. It comes in this beautiful eco-friendly packaging. Got the Brachiosaurus front and center. It is 154 pieces. Looking at the top, you got Brachiosaurus. It is a product of Chile. They are a South American company. On the back of the box, we get a picture of the model. It is a 125 scale, so it is going to be quite sizable, which is kind of deceiving because this packaging is so small. And down here, you have the skill level for this one. It is advanced. I think the Velociraptor was intermediate, so we'll see how much tougher this one is to build. So let's crack everything open and start building ourselves a Brachiosaurus. And here is everything unboxed, and this one is a whopping 10 panels of puzzle pieces. So yeah, this one's definitely going to be a pretty in-depth build, and the instructions are pretty straightforward. Just follow from A to whatever they are in alphabetical order, and just follow the numeric numbering of all the pieces, and it should be pretty straightforward. We get some nice information about Brachiosaurus and this beautiful artwork, and a picture of the skull, and on the back gives you some instructions for some of the key points on the builds. If you have any trouble with any of the builds, Wonder Artistic Models does have video tutorials on their site for each model specifically. So if you're having trouble, just pop on there and just check out their video just so you don't break any pieces. Just a few panels into this puzzle build, and the sheer size of this model is really starting to show. Just look at the rib cage on here, and this is just the back and part of the tail. We haven't even gotten to the neck yet. And speaking of the neck, I did do part of this kit out of order so far. So when you get to the neck right here, let's get the light to shine up on it and zoom in. You'll see the neck is actually 3 separate pieces. So when you're assembling the back, you want to put this piece, line it up in the middle, and then knock these 2 pieces in on the side. Because I did it out of order, it was very, very difficult. And yes, they do tell you in the instructions that you should do that step before you get as far ahead as I did. And thankfully they have the video tutorial to help you along. So yeah, that was a little tricky on here, so I'm glad I got that all sorted out. And also do this hip assembly beforehand before you actually attach it to the body. Another thing that will make your life a lot easier doing this model. Now, the only issue I had with this build is right here for the shoulder girdle. I had a really tough time keeping these pieces into place. I actually had to glue them because they kept popping out and falling off. I actually did talk to Wonder Artistic Models because I finished this figure before I'm posting this review, and I posted some pictures on Instagram, and they always ask for my feedback on the experience. And I did point out that these connecting pieces right here, this one, and let's move the bottom over here, and this one, and the one holding it across, I actually wore them out by trying to get these pieces to stay into place. And I made a suggestion that they should include extras just in case, because they're key pieces and they can wear out. And they said they're gonna include these pieces on future productions of this Brachiosaurus. So very good company, always listening to feedback, and they take pride in their products. And here is the Brachiosaurus fully completed. As you can see, this model is gigantic. I have to use the wide angle option on my camera just to fit it fully into shot. I can't even put it on the turntable. It just does not work. It's just too tall and long, but this thing truly is a masterpiece. I had an absolute blast putting this thing together. Like I said earlier, only trouble I had was with the shoulder girdle. Everything else was really, really smooth on this kit. I think it took me, between stopping and going, probably about 2 hours to build, and it was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed these kits. Now let's just do a couple of quick measurements before we take a look at all the fine details on this figure. To measure along the curve of the neck and head, this figure is 38 inches long, or 96.5 centimeters. To the top of the head, it's about 19.75 inches, or just over 50 centimeters. So Brachiosaurus in real life was around 72 feet long, or 22 meters. That put this figure in the 123 scale range. Now let's take a look at the skull of this kit. Very nice Brachiosaurus skull. I love how they included the scalaric ring, which is the ring of bones that support the eyeball. The nasal crest is nicely done. You notice a crack on mine. That's because when I was pushing the head on, I had my finger up against this very, very thin piece of wood. I ended up breaking it, but I ended up gluing it back into place. I'm just a little heavy-handed when I work with stuff like this. I need to get a little bit better. You can see the teeth are all nicely sculpted in. And then going down to the neck is very, very well done. It's actually 3 separate sections, and you can see the neck ribs are all very, very well done on this figure. This is a little different the way I'm filming this because it's so big. I just have to hold the camera just to show all the different angles of this amazing, amazing looking skeleton. Then we get down to the shoulder girdle. You can see Wonder Artistic Model does have one of the bones branded with their logo. And like I said, that was the hardest part, was installing this part right here. I just had to glue it into place. This would not stand there by itself. Got the shoulder blades nicely done, the very long forearms of Brachiosaurus, which it is known for. And let's take a look at the feet. The toe bones are nice and spread out. I had a lot of fun putting the feet together. Very, very clever how they incorporated the feet on here. Then you actually do get gastralia, which are the belly ribs. Very, very cool to see that. Even some museum mounts don't include those bones. And going down to the pelvic region, that was another very, very tight connection. You actually do get a couple extra pieces for the pelvic region, just in case you break them. And then going down to the hind legs, same thing. The hind feet, the toes are nice and splayed out. You can actually adjust those. And then going down to the tail, nice proportionally short tail. Brachiosaurus was not known for having long tails. So yeah, all in all, this skeleton kit is just truly, truly impressive. Let's try to get a view from the top just to show how wide the rib cage is. Like I said, absolutely really enjoyed doing this thing. And you do get a couple parts you can move around. The jaw is articulated. You can close it, and there's a joint right here that allows you to swing the head from side to side. And let's go all the way back down to the tail really quick. You do get a couple joints on the tail. You can swing it side to side on this joint. Same thing over here on this joint, and then right at the tip, another joint. As I'm trying to do this one-handed, it's coming apart. You should be doing 2 hands when you do this, but you can see there is this one more joint on this tail piece right here. And now moving on with comparisons, here is Collecte's little 140 scale human figure. And next up, let's do a few Brachiosaur figures. Here it is with Safari's Carnegie Collection Brachiosaurus. You can see the skeleton absolutely dwarfs this figure. I think this figure was done in 150 scale, and this one's supposed to be 125 scale. And next up here is Papo's Brachiosaurus, which is, I guess you can say, is a Giraffatitan. And the cool thing about this Brachiosaurus figure is, we don't have a lot of skeletal material of Brachiosaurus, so a lot of its reconstruction is based off of Giraffatitan, so you can also use the skeleton as a Giraffatitan in your display. And let's do one more Brachiosaurus. Here is the old Invictae figure. And let's do a few Morrison formation dinosaurs. Here is the Carnegie Collection Diplodocus, the Safari Limited's Camarasaurus, and their Stegosaurus. Just like having all these, these are decently sized figure. Brachiosaurus just makes everything look so small. And let's just finish this off with some larger figures. Here it is, with the Hammock Collection T-Rex, and lastly, here it is with Beast of the Mesozoic adult Triceratops. Both of these are extremely large figures, and yet again, the Brachiosaurus makes them look tiny. So final thoughts on Wonder Artistic Model Brachiosaurus. Really enjoyed the build experience of this kit. It was a lot of fun. Took me just about 2 hours to finish. It was pretty smooth all the way through, other than the shoulder girdle, but they said they're going to add a couple extra pieces in future templates of this set. But yeah, I'm really loving their products. I'm so glad that they sent me that Velociraptor skeleton a few months ago to review on the channel, and I just fell in love with their products. I immediately went and ordered the Brachiosaurus, and I have the Allosaurus, which I'll be getting to next. And they have so many figures. I'm going to be buying a lot of these. That Diplodocus just looks chef kiss. Definitely going to be getting my hands on that. But yeah, if you get one of these kits, you will not be disappointed. They're a lot of fun, and they look great in the shells. And, they're scientifically accurate. As best as you can do with wood, they definitely pay attention to the anatomy of these animals when they're doing them. These are so much different than those cheap wooden skeletons that we used to put together as kids. These just look light years ahead of time. They're a much more modern take on those wooden skeleton kits, and I highly recommend them. This Brachiosaurus retails for around 56 bucks. I'll leave the link to order it down below in the description. They usually have a couple specials going on their website, so definitely take advantage of those to save some money because these are shipping from South America. So that will do it for the review. I'll be getting to the Allosaurus skeleton really soon. Got the PNSO Dino Kairos coming in. So a lot of cool stuff coming up on the channel. And remember, if you're enjoying the content on the channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.